Okay, well, my name is John Hoien, and just want to encourage everyone. I'm a youth pastor here at Dominion Worship Center, junior high, the level 8 group, and it's a privilege to come to you during this time and to encourage everyone. And I believe that God is speaking to everyone, so hopefully some of the things that you're hearing here, God's already spoken to you about, and that's the cool thing about God, that the message doesn't have to be brand new to you to get it. Sometimes God confirms stuff to us. So I hope this confirms what God's already been speaking to you. But yeah, I just felt like when this all happened, obviously I actually had a job. I was laid off in my job, and I know that there's a lot of people that need encouraged. But I think this is a season of perspective, and I think this is a season where we have to look at things from God's point of view. And we've heard a lot of messages this year on perspective, and it was really, really good. But I think God's perspective on something like this is a little different from the way we see it. If you watch the news, you're going to, if you're a junior high kid right now, or you're an adult right now, you could be. I've seen some adults that were more afraid than some of the junior high kids. The junior high kids seem to take this very well, and some of the adults are like freaking out. So I don't think this is an age thing. This is a maturity thing. Where are you at with God? And that this can be an amazing season for us if we take the time to seek God. I'm not saying, just yesterday we were playing Trivial Pursuit. Have fun with your family. That's a way to seek God. You're going to have more time with your family. I've seen more of our kids in the last few days than I have in the last few weeks, and that's because of this quarantine. And I'm thankful for this. So your perspective can really, really change the way you view this time. So I just want to encourage you to have that type of perspective. But I had this when I was visiting the grocery store to get some groceries. I was standing in line to get into the grocery at Winco, and there was a little side stack of seeds, and it said on there, and I thought it was so cool. It said, "Get ready for summer. Start now growing your seeds." And it had these beautiful blooms, and it had these packages of seeds. And obviously we're in springtime now, so as soon as I saw it, I felt like it was so God. He was just saying, look at this time that you have. With the rains that we've been getting, it's just been awesome here in Kern County, and that's encouraging in and of itself. We're getting rain all through the spring. I've had to hardly ever water our grass, but God's saying, look at this time that you can have to get ready for summer. What does the next season hold? And it reminds me of a time I was a missionary in Asia for a couple years, and there was one point where I was a young man, and I feel like I still am, but I was even younger, I was in my 20s, and there was a bunch of political activity where some people that were violent had surrounded part of the city, and they were warning tourists and different missionaries to stay inside. So we listened to it for 30 days. We had to be locked in our house. We only went out for groceries. It reminds me of this time. And this type of thing goes on overseas. Americans are not used to what's happening right now, so they're a little concerned, but these types of things happen in other countries often. But anyway, we stayed in our house for 30 days, and you can only clean so much. You can only do so much spring cleaning, and then you're with yourself, and you realize, wait a second, I could be a lot closer to God. And let me tell you, we wanted to preach and we wanted to teach, and we did, but we were stuck in this house. And God spoke to me then, and it's sort of the same message to me, and I believe to others now. Don't let this be a time where you look back and say, I wish I would have spent time with God while I had the chance. Don't let this time get by you and be like, man, Now I'm busy again. Now I'm doing all these things. Because just like that package of flowers was for the summertime, and the rains are for now on the seed, so God wants to water the seed of your heart, and He wants to get you ready for the next season. I just believe that was the message. And I remember after that time in Nepal, when the issue from the government lifted and we were able to go out and preach, I went to another country, and someone had saw me preach before, and they said, "What happened to you? You used to be a good preacher, but there's something that's happened to you." And I said, "Well, I got to spend 30 days with God." And see, there could be transformation, not just about preaching. It could be that you're, transformation in that you're a better worker when you get back. You're just better to your spouse when you get back. You're better at your homework. You go to another level in your education. When you spend time with God, He transforms you. So this time is not going to be wasted. I just challenge you to not view this as a Netflix hole where you just view thing after thing after thing. Not saying you shouldn't watch TV, because we did then and we will, but to spend more time with God, to be sensitive to Him in that area. The other thing I wanted to mention was about Mary and Martha. Martha was at the feet. Martha was not at the feet of God. She was busying herself, and she was looking for something to do. That sort of reminds me of the American culture. And right now, if you look at the American culture, it's being reset. And a few years ago, we had a word about being reset. And that was for the church. I believe God's resetting our culture so that when we come back, the reset that we had as people and the reset of the culture can merge. And we can actually have an impact like never before. I believe a mighty harvest of God is coming. But I wanted to also just bring up very quickly to be sensitive to God in the marketplace. And you say, "Well, I'm not at work," but you still go to the grocery store. You'd be surprised how many, there have been so many people that God has just opened up just small little window of opportunities for me to speak to them, but I believe that it's everywhere. And you remember Jesus went to the well, and He met the woman of Samaria. He went to get a drink of water and ended up giving a prophetic word. So just be sensitive to people. It might not be a prophetic word. You might see someone that needs some prayer, desperately needs something, and maybe that God will put you in a divine appointment, even as simple as going to the gas station or going to the grocery store. So I just want to encourage you guys, be calm. We preached on this at level 8 for a month. Last month we preached on peace, and we preached on these things. So God was already getting us ready. So we just want to say God bless you, and have fun in your quarantine. Enjoy yourself, enjoy your family, and enjoy God. God bless.